Radio, time to build us some columns. Locate this green text under that on page 2 or 3, depending what's happened in our document. And what they want us to do is, once we've selected the text, place it into 2 columns with a 1.5 centimeter space, but no line in between. And then we're going to do some other stuff afterwards. But first up, 2 columns, 1.5 centimeter space, no line. Okay, let's highlight the green text like they said we should. Okay, it's selected. Where do I find columns? If I go to my page layout options, under page setup, there's columns. Again, don't just select the option there, go to more columns so that you get, not that you want more columns, but that you get more options as well. 2 columns, no line between, you didn't want that. And the spacing between had to be 1.5 centimeters. 1.5. Presumably equal column width. They don't say anything. If it wasn't, we would untick it and we would specify the distance between the width of the respective columns as needed. But we're assuming it's that, and it's no line between, and that's that. Okay, it doesn't look terribly difficult so far. Let's go back and have a look at. Now they want us to put in a column break, so the sentence "this aims" is at the top of the next column. Column break. Let's have a look to see what we can do there. This aims. Okay, so they want this sentence to start at the top of the next column. Now we don't just press enter to do that. Okay, we want to make sure that it's always starting at the top of the next column. So what we'll do is we'll go under page setup, and there's a breaks option, and we've got all sorts of options. There's a column break, and it indicates that the text following the column break will begin in the next column. That kind of sounds what we want, and there we go. Okay, it's shifted that to the next column, and it will stay like that. So in other words, if I make some changes in this first column, that will always stay at the top of the next column, which is what we wanted. And add green 1-point paragraph borders around the text. Okay, I assume it's the text in the columns. Add green 1-point paragraph borders around the text. Okay, I'm going to highlight everything we need there, and a couple of places that we could go to. Page borders, not quite what we want. We want it sort of around the text. So let's go back to the home tab and see what we can find. And there's the paragraph tab, so that's a good place to start. And that looks like borders there. Okay, that's borders that we want. And let's go down to borders and shading. And they wanted green 1 point. 1 point is 1 point, and we're looking for green. There's green. Okay, now be careful of this, because nothing's actually going to happen, because you haven't actually applied any border, because you've actually got the setting none at this stage. They don't say whether it must be box or shadow or whatever. I'm just going to go for the box option, and then always check to see that you've actually gives you a nice little preview of what it'll look like, and apply to the paragraph or apply to the text. I think the option there, let's see what happens when they say text. Okay, text goes and puts it around the whole thing. I think probably the option that they really wanted is, they haven't spelled it out very clearly unfortunately, is the previous one, which we didn't choose. So under paragraph, where we selected over here, let's just highlight it again, and we went to borders under paragraph, and then we went and chose the option that we had earlier. Right, we didn't like that particular option, so I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go back to borders and go borders and shading again, still green 1 point and the box effect, and I'm going to apply it to the paragraph. Okay, that looks a little bit neater. Could argue either way. I suppose it's not that great either, but those are the two options that you have. Unfortunately, it wasn't that clear in the question.